Hey you guys, so this is a what's good for Barbarian. So this movie released September 9th, so about, what, 3 weeks ago? And, as I've said, I think earlier, maybe, I can't remember now at this point, it is that spooky season. There may be more of, horror content now that I might be talking about because there has been a lot of anticipated content that I've been excited to see. And this was one of these projects. So, right out the gate, if this is a movie you were curious about seeing, if it freaked you out in the trailer, it will definitely still freak you out in the theater. Like, a lot of things don't. I don't want to make it seem like, I'm not afraid of anything. But a lot of things don't freak me out. Like, some, like, I feel like once you've seen one type of film, a film similar, kind of, it's almost as if it's repetitive in a way. Like once you've seen one, you've almost seen them all. This is such an original concept and an original story. Me and my boyfriend went to see this and we talked about it afterwards. And what I feel is happening, especially within this genre, there are so many, I feel, original ideas happening that it makes it exciting. I feel like there was a time where it was like, hey, here's another, whether it's a slasher film, here's another, like, part of a franchise sort of thing. And that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, once you've seen one, you've kind of seen them all in a sense. Like, nothing, I feel like, jolts you in that sense. And what's really unique about this film, I really wanted to know more, because my boyfriend is one to ask a lot of questions, because sometimes these stories are based on something. When it came to Black Phone, that one was based on a short story. Sometimes they're inspired by maybe a true event, stuff like that. And so I wanted to look into, like, what inspired this. So the director and writer, Zach Cregger, Cregger. I'm hoping I said that correctly. Essentially, he was inspired by a nonfiction book called The Gift of Fear. And essentially, what this book is it encourages women to essentially trust their intuition and not ignore, like, subconscious red flags in regards to, like, their interactions with men. And he then decided, like, sat down, wrote a 30-page, like, script trying to use as many of these, like, red flags as he could. And then from that, like, kind of expanded this idea, getting the story, more in depth. And I found that really interesting, especially too that it's such a, I would say, modern story. Because you hear, I wouldn't say a lot of, like, horror stories with Airbnbs, but there's been ones where it's like, are there cameras set up in Airbnbs? Are there, different things kind of, I'd say, going on. So I feel like it's such a modern, like, horror element in regards to just, like, modern day problems. It also has, like, a couple of different, I'd say, storylines going on as well. You have the, I'd say, Tess storyline, as well as a storyline involving a character named AJ. And these two storylines, like, coincide with one another. Like, you might be confused for, like, a minute. I definitely was for a sec, but it all makes sense. honestly, like if you just want a good, I'd say original kind of concept, this is the one to go see. Like this I feel is such a good story. It's freaky. You definitely might still have some questions. I know like we did here, but I with what you're given and everything that you do know, like you will be satisfied. Our questions are more so, I would say, out of the box thinking, and we just like having as many answers as possible and want to know as many things as possible. So, and you might be that way as well. So, I don't know if that'll make you unhappy with this or what, but we were still very satisfied with this film. The story was very good. The characters were very interesting. It's very freaky. There, are definitely your jump scares. Like I said, for myself, a lot of things don't, I'd say, freak me out. This freaked me out. I knew it would because I even saw the trailer and that freaked me out. So, if you're someone who likes horror, maybe has started to want to almost enjoy horror more, wants a new idea or like original concept with it, this is one to go check out. I highly recommend it. This is one to go see, and definitely one for the spooky season. So feel free to go check it out. I'm sure it'll probably still be in the theaters until October. After that, I have no idea. Probably not. But if you've seen the movie, feel free to leave any comments down below. Even if you haven't, still feel free to leave a comment. Always happy to respond. So I will talk to you all later and have a great rest of the day. Bye.